Mana.
I'm Ben.
We're say welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Season 1, Episode 25. Things keep getting worse. The only good thing that we know right now is that Dr. Marco's alive. For now, I don't know how long that's gonna last until the sacrifice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Some very important information there. Him being alive, this revelation there. But then also, he counts as a sacrifice. That is pretty cool.
Edling and probably Envy are going to be inside of Gluttony.
I hope so.
Bet we're gonna get that this episode, if not more awkward energy between Bradley, Roy Mustang, and the men in that room.
So yeah, here you're bringing up these two things. One that I am incredibly excited to see more content of, because as everyone should be aware by now, I really like Ed and Envy interacting, and I'm really hoping that he's also inside the belly. I also want to see more of what it's like to be inside the belly.
I don't.
I would also maybe love to see what Al is thinking, you know, how is he kind of trying to cope? How is he planning to try to get them out of there himself?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the room of men and Roy and Bradley is not something I want to see. I don't like confrontation.
That's fair.
I don't really want to feel that tension, that icky stomach feeling.
But you want to be in the icky stomach. Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah,
we also met Pride, kind of, disembodied voice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know, man.
Like,
you ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. I have a feeling that we are going to be getting another opening in the coming episodes. I feel like everything content-wise from this opening has already happened and or like is closing up at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. They could like twist it on us too.
Right.
Made a torch. Out of a bone? Great question.
Their ways of checking room service,
darkness.
making an insult about height.
Jesus. Just Al's hand? Do you have to take it back with us? Nah, I can just make a new one.
We know they've been around for a while.
Let's see. I've changed my mind. I would like to be down there with them, just to explore. Think about all the stuff we could run into. Giant bear cat. Wow.
Lowest ranked. Ling is definitely up there in rank.
No. Damn. Oh my god.
Yeah, そもそも超えてくる必要ねえんじゃ。
不老不死の法を持ち帰らないと皇帝陛下に献上し信用を得ないと我が一族はこのままでは滅びてしまいます。だからこの国へあの子とあの子。
ああ、もう泣くな、頼むから。
Deserved.
Jesus.
旦那。
日の出までまだ時間がある。今なら憲兵も少ない。
Is he gonna go look for Xiao Mei?
探すの手伝ってくれるんですか？
Scar.
あいつの一族は先の内乱で滅びてしまったんだ。お前んところの弱小一族の存亡ってのに思うところあるんじゃねえの？
どうした？探さんのか？はい、
行きます。
Well, we know that they're not gonna find her because we know where she is.
Yeah.
But it's still cute.
It's just endless.
Very fitting of a character called Gluttony to have an endless stomach.
Ling.
こんなところでまで行き倒れる気かよ。立て、歩け。先行くぞ、こら。行けよ。この根性なし。本当に俺一人で行っちゃうぞ。本当に本当だぞ。
Man. 2 boys on your back.
Look at those broad shoulders that Winry noticed.
Ouch.
There being nothing to eat inside of this belly.
Eat a shoe. Honestly.
ガキん時の修行に比べりゃ大したことねえし、ここがどこだかわかんねえのは困るな。
Yeah, true.
前向きだな。生きることにねちっこいだけだ。ちょっとでも諦めたら、あるの鉄拳と怒号が飛んでくるからな。どうした？何か来るぞ。
Can sense it.
Oh, yep.
no.
Hi.
I mean, maybe we can work together to get out, right?
残念だけど出口なんてないよ。ここはどこなんだ？やっぱりグラトニーの腹の中なのか？腹の中であり腹の中じゃない。鋼の落ち錬金術師さんはここがどこか気づいてるんじゃないかい？あの感覚どこかで。
Oh,
覚え
shit.
があるだろう？あんた過去に経験してんだから。
We've gone, like, past the gate. Wow.
真理の扉。白い空間に扉があって。本物はそんな場所
The
なんだ。
real thing
The
is
real
like...
thing. This is a manufactured version.
お父様が作った真理の扉の
Failed attempt to create.
お父様の力をもってしても作れなかった。真理の扉の出来損ない。
defective doorway of truth.
ここは現実と真理の
Damn.
狭間といったところかな。
And it just takes you there and you can't get anything from
出
it.
口も出る方法もありはしない。ここで死を待つしかない。
Maybe since Ed's been to the real one, we can do something, you know? Maybe there actually is a bond between Ed and Al, because both of them have been through it and experienced it and remembered it.
We are telepathic now. Come on. Does his face look like he's saying crap?
おいおい待てよ。あるはどうすんだよ。約束してんだよ。二人で元に戻るって。ブラッドレー大総統か。ブラッドレー
Oh my god, there's nothing to lose, right? Just tell us everything.
大総統もということはイシュバール戦も貴様らが。イシュバールあれほど愉快な仕事はなかったね。知ってるかい？あの内乱が起こったきっかけを。確か軍の将校がイシュバールの子供を誤って殺したって。
Was it him pretending to be an officer?
Jesus Christ.
Just like point blank, like right in the face.
ヨキさんから聞きました。イシュバールのこと。
気持ちよかったねあれは。弾丸一発で。
Because why else would an innocent child have been shot other than someone going in to make it happen?
ノエンビーが化けたのはイシュバールへの軍事介入に反対していた穏健派の将校。そいつさ、言い訳すらできず軍法会議で裁かれちゃってね。てめえだったのか。何の罪もない子供を撃ち殺したのは故郷も壊してイシュバール人も追いやってスカーという復讐機を生み出してあいつのウィンリーの両親を奪った元凶。なんだとこいつビクトンやるかガキども。エロ聞け。
What is this song?
どうせここで全員死ぬんだ。メイドの土産にいいもの見せてやるよ。
What the fuck?
戦った時あんななりで半端じゃない体重ってことだ。
He shrunk down. What the fuck?
I feel like I'm watching a different show.
What the fuck?
これのどこがホムンクルス。作られし人間なんだよ。
We've seen that depiction of all the faces in that grotesque manner. I bet his tummy hurts now that Envy's doing what he's doing. Or he's upset.
おでどうしたらいい？
Oh.
知らないよ。
どうしよう。おでお父様に怒られる。
ホムンクルスを作った人。
作ったよ。
His little blush.
何かからくりが。考えろ。僕を連れて行け。その父親のと。
Oh?
お前人柱だもんね。
そうさ。僕は人。
Okay, lean into it.
人柱ってなんだ。
I mean, what else are we gonna do? We're staying close to Ed, right?
キンブリーもいるが、
あれは扉を開けるような神経は持ち合わせとらんよ。そういえばもう一人の人柱候補であるマスタング君は
大総統がゆっくり話したいとおっしゃる。
なぜ私を生かしておくのですか。
君の立場を理解させるためだ。この国が生まれた時から仕組まれていたことだよ。
ヒューズ准将の葬儀で震えていたあなたの手、あれは偽りだったのですか。
服が死に装束になる可能性があることぐらい分かっていたことだろうに。ヒューズ准将の子、葬儀の最中やかましいことこの上
He
なかった。
was just fucking annoyed.
実に腹が立ったよ。エリムのことか。あれはよくできた子だ。
尊敬すべき父親がホムンクルスだと知ったらどうなるか。
あれは私にとっての弱点にはなりえんよ。だが君は違う。彼女は君の弱点になり。
Oh no.
南方司令部勤務を言い渡されました。
なんですって。
自分だけではありません。ブレダ少尉は西方司令部へ。
Everyone we have.
北方司令部へ転任が決まったそうです。
Completely separating everyone.
人事局。
私は大総統付き補佐の
Assistant.
拝見します。
何ですかこのありえない人事は。
どこに飛ばされ
Implausible.
たんですか。
リザ・ホークアイ中尉よ。明日より中央司令部。大総統付き補佐。
What?
というわけだ。ロイ・マスタング大佐。
What the fuck am I looking at? Oh. Jesus, the animation! What the fuck?
The iron.
Oh, that's so fucking cool!
There's even like hands on the tongue.
Damn, even more hurt.
Xiaomei.
クラトニー本当にこっちでいいの？こっちってこれってお父様ってセントラルにいるの？
Wow.
Well, your character with the favorite design you have is now that.
Yeah. I don't love that. I want him to go back.
It reminds me of a character named Zarbon in Dragon Ball Z, like in terms of the before and after a transformation. Like even like, oh wow, that's a good looking character. Their design's so cool. And then that.
And then that.
Yeah. Okay, that was Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Season 1, Episode 25. That was awful and grotesque, but also I'm a bit worried because I feel like Shirley will be able to take Envy, right? You'd think so, but something... When Ed punched Envy, obviously it's a weight thing, heavier than it appears, but it also just gave off like, holy shit, how strong is Envy? How capable is Envy? Can we take Envy?
There's something about characters that are the ones that are first given to you as like the antagonists or the villains that makes me like desire for them to go down a different path somewhere in the series where like you started out thinking that these are the focus in terms of the enemy and that they're the ones obviously doing awful things as a villain character or antagonist character would be doing, things that hurt the protagonist or hinder the protagonist. But then sometimes you have characters like that as they're walking down their path of tyranny, you know, turn around and be like, hey, I kind of like the protagonist. I kind of want to help them out at some point.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have that happen. And I feel like Gluttony and Envy are sitting in this place for me. And I thought that Bradley could sit in that place because I was thinking maybe that he felt something actually for his child. Now I feel like that's probably not the case.
I don't know.
I feel really conflicted about that, but I'm not going to like get into that right now for this thought. But I feel like they sit in this place where I know that they're not father. They aren't the one that masterminded or created. They're just pawns to this. You know, they were weapons created and utilized for this thing that's been set into motion since the nation's creation. And I feel like since these characters are interacting, especially in this episode, with like Gluttony being like this innocent kind of baby personality with Al, and what does Al care about? He cares about innocence. He takes in lost baby creatures.
Yep.
And then we have Envy, who his kind of persona is manufactured to be this perfect rival energy and comparison to Ed with this like smaller stature, feisty personality. They honestly get along pretty well, even though they're mostly at odds in terms of being like similar minded, just on opposite ends of like the morality spectrum. And so part of me is like, okay, somewhere down the line, now that we're forging these separate bonds, something interesting is gonna happen here, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Probably not.
I mean, we got Bradley's, like, reasoning for what his expression was at Hughes's funeral being frustration at a kid crying. Fucking loser.
He was so annoyed by it, but also, like, how is he so easily, shaken by something, you know?
He was such an interesting character this episode in terms of how he was talking about Selim.
He's a good boy. Like, that's the difference. Is
he just
daughter was annoying, but
a blindly loving father? Also that he's like in like blinding denial of like, oh, yep, no, he's just my good boy? Or is there something to it?
What would here's something to bring up. Like, if you could just be playing on that idea of like parenting, of like, oh, you might see, oh, my child in my eyes, rose-colored glasses, but then once they hit their rebellious phase, you realize that kind of like all young people go through these like fighting against, you know, kind of authority figures in some capacity, like, to find themselves as individuals. What happens if Selim does that?
No, what's the implication with the Selim conversation, right? We're coming at Hughes' daughter for it. Roy's like, you have a kid of your own, don't you understand? And then he's like, oh, you mean Selim? He's a very good boy. Is the implication that if Bradley dies in that scenario, that Selim is like good enough of a boy to not cry at his father's funeral? Is that the implication that we're going with here? Or is there like, what the fuck do we mean? What if he were to find out that the father he looks up to is a homunculus? Is that a threat? Okay, that's fine. It won't work. He will never be a way to get to me. Like, you can say he will never be a way to get to me if he doesn't have any attachment to Selim, right? Like, if Selim did find out and he, like, cried and lost his mind, but all that attachment from Bradley was just manufactured, then, yeah, he won't be a way to get to him. But that doesn't necessarily, that conflicts with him being like, he's a good boy.
I feel like what you're bringing up is exactly my read of this conversation. I feel like Bradley is in a position almost of having conflicting feelings about it. We have already established through envy, gluttony, and lust that feelings do exist there. Lust told us before her death, you know, that like, do you not think that we have feelings of like love for our parental figures? You know, that they're the same in that. We have pride, this disembodied voice bringing up this idea to Bradley that he needs to be being careful because seemingly some of his actions or the way he's speaking could be seen as going against father. We have this idea of, in this conversation, where Bradley's not being like, no, I don't care about my son. He hasn't once been like, oh, no, that's just like a pawn that's being utilized so I have a good appearance here. He's like open and honest to Roy here, like, yep, this has been going on since the creation of our nation, you know, like, here are the facts. He could so easily be throwing out that fact of like, oh yeah, my family's a facade, I don't have any feelings about them. It's the same
position that we have envy in with Ed, right? It's like, oh, well, there's no going back now. You're like, I've already won in this situation, or this situation's already like through. Like in Roy's situation, it's, why not tell you this shit? You are in my office. I'm already separating everybody in your team except the one person who you don't want gotten to, and I'm going to make her my fucking assistant. Mm-hmm. Like, might as well. And then Ed and Envy are just in a place where it's like, well, why the fuck not say everything? Because we're going to die anyway. Right.
Bradley's, I don't know. I'm still feeling like I read that conversation as if he's saying two different things. Yeah. Like that he's a little bit, I think I've felt for the episodes that we've been kind of hearing private conversations from him, that I have been feeling like I've been seeing him in a contradictory manner. Yeah. And so I'm excited to see like what that ends up being fleshed out to be.
See, I think that we could be giving him too much credit, or totally, like, in that scenario. And that was confirmed to me by how much I fucking hate Envy after this episode. Like, okay, I like Envy being the person who shot the child that started this whole thing, and then obviously like rubbing it in the face of picking the person who it was to do it, right? To take, you know,
the extra thought there to mess with someone's life.
It's just pure malice and sadistic and fucked up, and
it was fun for him.
It was also a really interesting choice to focus when they did on Mei Chang this episode. I felt like the parallels between like, yeah, this person who's in the lowest clan and then just a child, an innocent child walking who got shot. Like, it could have been her. And
the fate of like this entire war was like so directly on the shoulders of this little innocent girl, and then this person who was created by the literal like people who put this, you know, created the nation, in comparison to Mei Chang and her clan's fate, her being in charge of it, to please the emperor, you
Yeah.
know, the highest ranking individual of where she's from.
I loved the Mei Chang Xiao Mei little bit that we got this episode. It was so sweet and it
The
was so
bear
good.
cat.
Yeah.
And then like Scar being able to empathize with the fact that Mei Chang is from like a minor clan.
Yeah.
I think that that's really cool that the two characters that and it's on purpose totally, that the two characters we have from Jing that came here for the Emperor are one of a very high standing, like, but it's what we're seeing is that no matter where you are in the ranking
the desire for this one thing is,
but the pressure too.
Yeah.
Like Ling, I think he was like the 5th son or something, like he's up there in terms of probably, and he has tons of people in his clan, but still their survival and you know, having things go well for his people, he has the same pressure that she does.
Do you think that when Mei Chang inevitably realizes who Ed and Al are, she's going to mistake this massive godly knight in front of him as Fullmetal instead of the correct answer, it being Ed?
I mean, think about it. If she sees Xiao Mei riding on Al's
Right?
shoulder, she's gonna be like,
My
Xiao
knight.
Mei found
Yeah.
my prince. And also, like, exactly, like, Xiao Mei's not biting his fingers.
Yeah.
She trusts and loves him. Mei Chang's gonna be like, that's
They're like
my future
sisters.
prince.
Damn.
There we go. They were like sisters.
We ate a shoe this episode. I have a friend who ate a shoe, and they didn't have
Live to tell the tale.
They didn't have as good of a reason. It was just like
Just to see?
like a Twitter thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one thing.
It is one of those first things in a survival, like, scenario.
It was more like a
movie.
if this happens, because it definitely won't, I will eat a shoe. And then it happened, and then he ate a shoe. My favorite thing this episode was the callback to Izumi's training. Like
I've been through
Yeah.
tougher situations
Right?
than this through my own training.
And you're right. Like, you have, and that has prepared you so much. Izumi has still got to be one of my favorite characters in this entire series.
That and other than training with her, Roy has already painted this picture that the brothers have already seen hell.
Yeah.
So, like, they've already gone through so much that, like, what really, this is a drop in the bucket of, like, crazy, horrible situations that they've been in.
Yeah,
like,
I feel
really
like-
tough situations.
Like, seeing hell is a good segue to the door of truth kind of
Yeah,
conversation.
that is something we need to talk about.
Like, Envy even, like, pointed it out, like, oh yeah, not like the real one, huh? Like, as in Ed and Al both having experienced the real one as opposed to the defective doorway of truth that is what we're in.
It doesn't it exists in this place that isn't necessarily reality and isn't necessarily the truth. It's a failed attempt at creating the doorway for oneself. So if we think about that, Father isn't only trying to create, you know, these philosopher's stones. I guess he's trying to create the doorway of truth. Like, he's trying to not only have immortality, but have all of the knowledge of the universe, if you will.
Yeah. And I imagine the odds of success go up tenfold if you're
you
using
have
somebody
this-
who's already been there, already seen it.
Oh, that's why they're
You know what I mean?
sacrifice candidates, maybe?
I mean, maybe, but we also have sacrifice candidates like Dr. Marco or Roy Mustang. But I'm just saying, if you have to, like, use a sacrifice candidate, who's the most likely one to, like, breed success?
And what they bring up is reasoning why, see, apparently Kimberly is also a sacrifice option, but they think he wouldn't, like, he'd wimp out, if you will. Like, he wouldn't necessarily be, like, up to opening the door.
Yeah.
So it also is a temperament kind of question here. Like, they're not only weighing their talent and potential in the regard to their alchemy and their actual power scaling. It's also in here. It's also like their mental aptitude to the situation. Like, do they have the resolve or the, you know, the determination, what's needed, the grit that's needed to actually see and witness what would be beyond that door and getting there.
I hope that we get some of the fight next episode. The animation was insane at the end there.
Of Envy?
Yeah.
I think that his form is... It messed with me a little bit, other than the fact that it was, like, incredibly, like, crazy, giant, and grotesque, but the facial structure of it gives Chimera so much. That
Just
it
what?
makes-
Like, broadly a chimera?
No, not
Oh,
broadly.
I see.
You see?
But
That
no,
it's kind
I
of
don't
hard
know.
to it, even the kind of like way that like posture of it just gives that to me, and it makes
Interesting.
it,
I didn't think that at all.
yeah, it made
Yeah.
me like, I was like, of
You
course
have been
it's-
very like dog-brained recently, though. You know, like dog-minded.
I don't think that has anything to do with this.
Ugh, I don't like it like biting its own tongue, and its tongue is made up of other people.
I was wondering about that during. I was like, wait, did it just bite its own tongue?
Ugh.
And
The animation's so
the
good.
fact that it has all these like bubbling heads on it, wasn't that imagery that we got in the first opening?
Yeah.
Yeah, and to now kind of see it being shown to us in a reality that's actually within the world itself, which is the body of a character.
Mm-hmm. I loved Ed making the sword for Ling, and then Ling's like, it just like comes at it, it's like, this is shit, I don't like it, bad design.
Bad design.
Yeah.
Someone hands you a weapon in a fight, and you're like, I don't know, it's not really me.
I love it.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
That's all I have, you.
I would say my last thing is just to bring up kind of what else could be occurring in the next episode in terms of question marks. That is
Al meeting father.
That is the fact that Gluttony is currently leading Al to Central, to Father, and that to me says that Al is going to be in the same place as probably Dr. Marco. Al is like willing to go through with this now as like, yep, I'm a sacrifice, lead me there, you know, take me to your leader. And Gluttony's obviously going to do it because like they're obviously keeping some of the sacrifices prisoner, like Dr. Marco. So he's just going to do it. And so that means Al is either going to meet up with Dr. Marco, run into Ryza, have a conversation with Bradley, run into Roy, Kimberly, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is, don't know what that's going to be.
Ooh, maybe a Roy Mustang Kimberly conversation if we're both jailed. That could be interesting.
Maybe.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.